Trends in Tile has prepared the following video for informational purposes only. Always know and follow all local building codes in the manufacturer's installation instructions. Daniel is creating a blend of sand, cement, and latex in order to create a dry pack. This dry pack will be used to pack our curb and to form the slope of our shower pan. Begin by packing the top of the curb until all voids are filled. Next, pack from the sides and keep packing until you begin to see material coming out of the top. Please remember that a dry pack is a lot thicker and stronger than thin set. Thin set will not work for this application. After we have packed the curb, we are ready to begin our pre-slope. Pre-sloping a shower pan is a requirement that is often overlooked. A slurry of thin set is used to bond the pre-slope to the floor. Now a layer of dry pack is applied over the slurry bond. You can tell when the proper mixture is achieved when you can make a snowball without the ball breaking. A level is used to ensure that we have a level outer perimeter in the shower pan. We will use this to slope down to the drain. We should have already packed a sponge or a rag into our drain. Now we get to break out the shop vac. It is very important to pack the dry pack. The pounding of the material with the float compacts it and gives it strength. Low spots are filled and packed until the slope is uniform throughout the pan. Daniel tells us he uses cigarettes to help him find the right slope. Daniel could probably use a new level or a little bit of glass cleaner. Daniel smooths the mud bed, giving it a nice clean surface. A jagged surface takes the chance of puncturing a waterproofing. Remove the material from the drain and clean all debris from the PVC. Treat your shower pan with fabric in the following order: corners, transitions from walls to floor, and finally the floor. Now we will prepare for waterproofing. It is very helpful to pre-cut all fabric. You can make corner pieces or use the pre-made pieces from the factory. We will treat all corners with fabric. Use the 6-inch fabric for all transitions from the floor to the wall and from one wall to another. The liquid itself is the waterproofing. The fabric actually acts as an anti-fracture between the floor and the wall. You will have movement between these two planes, and if you don't have fabric or something along those lines to help bridge that, you do have an opening for moisture to get through. Be liberal with your liquid and make sure all fabric is thoroughly saturated. 9235 is a dark blue color when wet and dries black. We always use the liquid fabric liquid method, ensuring that all fabric is saturated with waterproofing. Daniel claims that the cigarette helps in the painting of the liquid as well. Now the 6-inch wide fabric is applied across transitions, leaving 3 inches on either side of the seam. Extra effort is given to make sure that fabric is pressed tight into corners and transitions without any wrinkles into the fabric. Notice the use of generous amounts of liquid. Once the membrane is applied, there should be no visible white color to the fabric. It must all be dark black. Make sure that all fabric overlaps adjoining fabric by at least 2 inches. A single piece of fabric is cut to cover the entire shower floor. Notice how it fits tight from wall to wall. Cut the holes for the bolts to fit through. Be careful to cut the fabric and not yourself. Make sure that the fabric lies flat and covers all of the fabric used for corners and the walls by at least 2 inches. Cut the fabric just outside of the bolts. This is a good time to mention that the 9235 that Daniel's wearing on his hands won't come off with water, so it's a good idea to wear gloves as you're doing your installation. Always silicone the fabric to the drain. A bead of silicone is applied to bond the waterproofing to the PVC. This is a very important step. In a perfect world, we would have applied liquid over the entire bed before applying the fabric. This isn't a perfect world, it's a video. Always liquid fabric liquid. Treat the curb with the same techniques you did between all the other transitions. Always make sure that all fabric overlaps other pieces of fabric by at least 2 inches. Screw the adjustable drain all the way down. At this point here, it would be best to apply a slurry. Add your next layer of sand and cement, and we use the same procedure as we did for the pre-slope. Once again, use the level to find a level outer perimeter. Take a piece of the tile to be installed to make sure you have adequate clearance for a smooth transition to the drain. Check to ensure that the floor slopes to the drain. At this point, we are ready to waterproof the wall up to the height of the tile. We already have a primary waterproofing at the pre-slope level. We believe that a second layer of liquid aids in keeping moisture from ever getting to our primary waterproofing.